we're going to size the Easy Boot Fury Sling on pistol. We're going to put it on her first and see where the adjustments need to be made. So we'll go over and pick up her foot. Slide the boot on, and then have her set her foot down. We definitely need to raise the heel adjustment. We want it to sit up on top of the heel bulbs here, but not so high up that it can hit the back of her pastern when she lifts her foot up. And then her length adjustment looks okay from here, but we'll make the height adjustment first and then take a look. Right, so I don't need the spanner wrench to start out with. I'm just gonna use my thumb on the back of the T-nut and loosen up the screws. For this horse, I am going to raise it to the higher setting because she's got a little bit higher heels. So we'll grab our pieces here and then we can make the adjustment. Try not to lose the screws. All right, so I'm now going to lift the inner heel sling up like this and feed the screws through the top holes, as you can see on the back of the boot here. And then we'll feed them into the T-nut. On the back end, all of this right now is just hand tightened because we still need to be able to adjust the boot. I'm just going to tighten it enough to get through the threads, because then we can make adjustments while the screws are in. So a little bit looser will allow me to pull up on the heel sling if I need to. There's adjustments even within each hole space. So I'm gonna put it on the lowest setting on the high hole, and let's put it back on her and see how that looks. So we will slide the sling back on her hoof here. This length adjustment may be a little bit tight, but we're just looking at the heel height right now. I have it on the highest hole setting, but the lowest that that hole allows. So it's still too low in my opinion. We'll raise it up maybe 1/4 of an inch more and try again. We tried it on at the higher hole setting. That was still a little too low in my opinion. So I'm going to loosen the screws just a turn or two so that I have the ability to pull up and adjust it here. Maybe need to loosen the screws just a little bit more. But you don't want it so loose that the T-nut's gonna fall out, because then you have to search around for the screws or the T-nuts on the ground or the gravel, and that can be frustrating. So we'll pull up on the heel adjustment here. And so now there's still a little bit of adjustment at the end here, but I've pulled it up a little bit higher, so let's see how that fits. All right, we've made the heel height adjustments, so I'm gonna put the shoe back on, slide it on, have her set her foot down, fold the heel sling back up, hope, there, easy. There we go. And it's now sitting a little bit higher on our heel bulbs here, and not so far on top that it'll cause any rubbing up here. But let's pull the sling length out just a smidge, and then we should be all set. The heel adjustment here can be adjusted by loosening these screws. Just do a turn or two, not very much. That was a 1/4 turn. So that you can adjust the heel length. I'm going to adjust it out just a little bit, and then hold it in place while I hand tighten the bottom screws here. And before Loctiting, we'll just verify that that's where we need our boot to be set. All right, so I think we have our final adjustments. We're gonna slide this sling back on just one more time. Set her foot down. See if we can get her to set it down nicely here. Make sure that the heel sling is up high enough. I think that I need to have her step up just a bit. Easy. There we go. So, I know, easy. It's sitting here on top of the heel bulbs, but not so far up that it's going to cause rubbing at the back of the pastern here. And then I have it up against the bottom of her hoof wall, but not so snugged up that we get pressure points at the heel bulbs. I think we're ready to Loctite.